Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian, and we're back with more Superman and Lois. And last episode, Jordan had a seizure due to the fact his powers flaring up. I'm assuming it was his super hearing that when I rewatched it. Because when they did the X-ray vision, I thought that was like when first it was glowing, and then Clark did the X-ray. I thought that was like him, like they were showing it transition to X-ray. But I was dumb. There was the glowing for quite a bit before that happened. And kind of looking back at older episodes, I think it was the third. It was an episode earlier where the Kilgrave, the genius guy that's really against Superman, he really dislikes him, really hates him. He used like a sonic gun and like was really tearing into Clark's super hearing, and you saw like his ears kind of doing that glowy thing, like being overwhelmed and overheating and stuff. So I'm assuming that's what that was supposed to be like. But yeah, so Clark rushed him towards the fortress, so we don't know what's going on there. That's kind of where we left off. But beforehand, Jordan kind of broke Jonathan's hand. Luckily, he's not nearly as strong as his dad, or else that hand would be dust. Already standing up, he may not be able to fully play football the same ever again, and might have, or at least not in terms of being a quarterback. Could have. It's possible he's ended his possible career in football if that's where he went. That's unfortunate. I mean, Jordan obviously feels terrible about it. Jonathan's pissed off, rightly so. Sarah might be looking into, or she might start looking into the whole Jordan thing, because the tag or Taj, whichever one you want to use, drew it to her attention and showed her the video, and she asked Jordan about it. He's kind of sort of hinting at, I'm pretty sure there's something going on, but you can tell me if there's something going on. But I don't know, she could or she could not. It seems like it's hinting at if she doesn't know, she's at least gonna be looking into it. Also, there's the thing with Luther, that kind of semi being exposed to Lois. She picked up on the fact that, hey, you're not just some reporter, considering everything that you have at your fingertips, and that you expertly forged these passes, and the technology you have, the weapons to knock out a faux Kryptonian. And her and Lana, well, she's going to be using Lana's help to kind of figure out what's going on with Morgan Edge. We got a lot going on. This show does really well with mounting that crap, though. I don't know how they do it, because a lot of shows, not so well. Missile sound.
Until he can control what he hears, every sound will be accompanied by pain.
They have to help him.
Teach him how to focus, share what you know, but it will take much practice on his part.
Oh.
Same as it did for you, Kal-El.
But this is a little different, I feel. I don't recall Clark ever had, well, kind of. Okay. Ooh.
Jordan.
We'll just try it tomorrow, son.
Audio is fully operational. It's good to be back, sir.
Still only at 30%.
Perhaps you'll consider that next time before crushing me to smithereens.
Ugh, childhood ruined, therapy needed. Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad.
Hey, Natbuck.
Look, I'm not gonna be tardy just because you two can't stop being disgusting.
Oh, it's not disgusting. No, this is a loving display of
affection. Yeah, I know. What's Superman doing?
And who's he with?
With? Has Morgan Edge learned to control him?
Oh my god.
Has nothing to do with Lois that we know of. Jeez. He held on for a while though. He's trying, man. God dang, this gotta suck. Oh, hello, robot.
Welcome back, Captain. How was your conversation with Lois Lane?
30%.
Captain Luthor?
Oh,
Telling you who I am
Oh.
really confuse things.
oh
What's important is
crap.
you understand what Edge is really planning.
I know he's making people with powers.
Not people. An army.
An army to do what?
Take over the world. Lois will come around.
I was referring to the intruder.
Intruder. In here.
Yes, Captain. I managed to capture an image in front of the monitors.
Oh no.
That's her husband.
Is he a threat?
No,
Okay, cool.
he's not important.
Also being development at the mines.
He's a magic.
Out of the truck! Get out of the truck!
What the hell?
Crap.
Couldn't risk letting this get where it was going.
Because that's what Edge is going to use to build his army.
So you believe me now?
Enough games. Tell us what you know.
Fine.
Everyone knows about this house. Guess I'm pretty lucky to have you.
Guess I've been in Smallville long enough to know that you're different than everyone else.
Really?
I guess what I'm saying is, if you ever need someone to share that with,
Jordan, not what you think.
I'm always here.
He's trying to distract her. No, Jordan, come on. Ah, teenage emotions.
Where's your mom?
Coming to you live from downtown Metropolis.
No.
Right on the scene is Lois Lane.
They have a weakness. It is a rock from their home planet called kryptonite. Find it so that we can defeat them.
I told her not to do this.
And we must defeat them if we are to save humanity. For that is what separates us from them. Our humanity.
Oh, God.
Mom! I love you both.
Jesus.
Do you believe Kal-El will come?
I do. And we need to be ready.
Thanks, come on. You can't blame him, god dang it.
I've been covering your ass all day, and now what? Now you think I'm trying to move in on your not girlfriend?
It's not a denial.
Wow, I have had your back every time someone has called you dumb or weird or stupid or awkward. I never believed any of it. I never believed any of it because it's not true. You're just a terrible person. Don't ever spy on me again.
Jonathan.
Impressive bunch you've assembled. And how exactly are you planning on saving the world?
By eliminating the threat.
And you think that threat is Morgan Edge?
Edge is involved. But he won't be the main source of destruction.
Then who will it be?
Kal-El.
Thing is, the prince you had us pull are from a guy who died 6 years ago. And his name's not Luther. It's John Henry Irons.
Give me your keys. I need your car.
What? John Henry Irons?
You're the stranger.
Oh God, red sunlight.
You see, Kal-El? You're not the Man of Steel.
Oh! No, no, no! Okay. Oh, fudge! What? Steel? Holy!
That looks like it hurt. From 60, it can destroy a tank. Anything beyond that rivals a blow from Superman.
Oh! Dude!
Hey, Jordan, hey. John, I think someone's trying to kill Dad. What? Where?
Clark, his name is John Henry Irons. I think he's the stranger. Clark!
Oh!
You're gonna have to go faster, right? Jordan, I've only driven Mom's car before. Please, just tell me which way to go. It's so loud.
You're wrong about me.
That way! That way! That way! That way!
Come on, boys! Boys! The red sunlight. He's not gonna do it.
Stop!
It's over. It's over.
Nobody talks to him. Until General Lane gets here in the morning. When he does, I'm going in first.
Want somebody to watch him so that he doesn't lose his cool.
Lois, come on. You can't be that hard on yourself.
I'm supposed to be this incredible reporter, but I got fooled tonight and someone almost murdered my husband.
It's not that simple. I mean, the guy's from another world.
I still think there's more he's not telling us. With everything this family is facing, we can't rely on luck.
You have to tell
You're
them.
right, Clark. We're not protecting the boys by keeping secrets from them.
So what do you want to tell him?
Everything.
That's not easy as a parent. It's gonna be even more danger too.
Hey, I wanted to apologize for spying on you and Sarah earlier. Tonight's probably been the most scared I've ever been in my life. But, gotta say, it's also pretty awesome. Yeah, okay, you did total that. Pretty sick. Bro, I don't even have a learner's or know how to drive.
Which was incredibly reckless and dangerous and irresponsible and absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
You both saved my life tonight, so I think I owe you a pretty big thank you.
Right now. But the tracking inlay's still glitchy,
No.
and we haven't finished the hammer yet, and the AI's still set for Lex Luthor.
It doesn't matter who the AI thinks is in the suit. It has to be now, Buck.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, now, Buck. I'm gonna be right back. I promise.
Was the facility destroyed before he got back, or what happened?
I promise.
Jesus. Oh my God. I could never have figured that at all. The first episode at the end of it, friggin' the AI calls him Captain Luthor because it doesn't know he's not Lex. They couldn't reconfigure the AI entirely, which also kind of points to why it's not exactly the best at recognizing. Part of that, I'm assuming, due to the whole only at 30% since he had crushed it before. But they were able to tinker with it enough to where it would at least obey him, which is impressive. That's... Yeah. There's just so much. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the Steel character. I just know of him enough, at least, to recognize John Henry Irons. Like, that completely caught me off guard. Holy crap! I never would have thought they would have brought him into a television show. You know, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I would have thought they would ever bring him into a movie, let alone a TV show, let alone the CW. Considering what happened with, the Steel movie. For those that don't know, there was a Steel movie made a while ago starring Shaquille O'Neal as John Henry Irons. Didn't do so well. Surprise and shocker, I know. But yeah, that was this already leagues ahead of that, and just an improvement by far. Holy, it makes sense because I mean, at least even in the movie, he was also in the military. I don't remember a whole much about that. I hadn't seen that in such a long time. Holy crap! When did that even come out? At least at least 2 decades, maybe less, probably less. It might be less. 2007. Yeah, actually, it's been over 2 decades. Huh? I'm like, what? 24 years since that movie came out, 97. Yeah, it does not do well. 2.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Wow. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend watching it at all. But it's up to you if you're curious, for those that haven't seen it. But yeah, definitely so much better already. Just like the little bit we've seen of him, like, well, not little, but the little bit of seeing him as Steel. I mean, just with the hammer. I wasn't expect. God, freaking. I'm gonna say, like, what a freaking fantastic episode. What a great show. Holy crap, dude. There's so much to go into. I don't know. God, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like so everywhere right now. But right now he's been taken in. He's at the DOD now. Clark's waiting for Sam, possibly partially so that he'd have somebody to keep him in check, or not. I mean, not that he could. He has access to kryptonite, so maybe, I don't know. Just so that he has maybe that in the back of his mind, like, I have something to kind of keep, just in case I lose my head. Because I think he almost did. And oh man, dude, freaking him seeing Clark, like, kind of a PTSD moment where he sees him in that black suit. Oh, and what's going on? The freaking, I'm assuming okay, sorry, he mentioned that Morgan Edge is involved. And he was saying that he was the reasoning, that he said he was involved, but that he was the main source of the destruction. I don't know if, because there was apparently something like he apparently been a hero on their planet up until whatever point that he changed. I'm wondering if whatever happened, like whatever this X-Kryptonite is, could that have altered Clark? Could that have put him under Edge's control? And Lois does know. I'm wondering if she had trusted that Superman with her life as well. With her life, not as well because it's a different Lois, but I'm wondering if she had trusted him with her life. Oh my god, I can't even. Was that the daughter screaming, or was that Lois that, well, not screaming, but like yelled for a minute? I think it was the daughter, but like either way, like she had known what was gonna happen, and she was. The thought of Clark being the one to kill Lois, even though they might not have had the same relationship that they did, that we know of, that we've been that we witnessed throughout the years of the Superman mythos, and just like he, without any amount of hesitation, just murdered her. Like, she knew what was going to happen. She went out. hair. She went out and broadcast. I guess it wasn't public knowledge on their planet, but she broadcast that, you know, his one weakness, or his main weakness anyway, like the rock from his home planet, which is, I don't know how plentiful it would be on that on that Earth, but at the end, she just looks at the camera and says, "I love you too. I love you both." Or, you know, saying "I love you" to both her husband and her daughter. They had a daughter together, and she had to see her mother get murdered by Superman. Oh my god, dude! What a freaking episode! So much going on, and he red sunlight emitters, so, you know, whatever you want to call them, weakened him enough. Oh, Jesus Christ! And luckily he wasn't like immediately, because I mean he's still pretty charged up, but he's gonna be a little bit sturdier than a normal human. Thankfully, he would have killed him, which I mean he was trying to do, but I mean the first swing that probably I mean he mentioned how strong it was. I don't remember what he had said, like, you know, at a certain point, you know, from a certain distance it'll like, I guess the further it goes, the more pull it does. I don't know why I couldn't force. The more force behind it, the more damage it can do, essentially. But so it doesn't seem. I think that might have been possibly kind of a confirmation that Jordan doesn't have any form of latent abilities. Either that, or like because of the fact that they haven't surfaced yet, would be like the reason he wasn't affected by that, because we saw that Jordan was. Jonathan was fine, but Jordan, as soon as he stepped out of the truck, or maybe like before that, even when he stepped out of the truck, he kind of was slumped against the truck. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if that is, like, if that's supposed to be confirmation Jonathan doesn't have any kind of abilities, or if again if it's just so buried still that it didn't affect him. Maybe, I don't know. But I mean, okay, it's like freaking. Unfortunately, like Lana was trying to. Okay, I'm jumping around a lot, but I'm just kind of firing off right now. Lana, like she was obviously trying to. She's trying to figure out how to let her friend go down easy. But she also didn't want to, but she felt like she needed to protect her, because, you know, she knows what is possible at the very least. Like, it has an inclination, you know. She knew that Taj had been going through something because of it, and I think they mentioned to her, I forgot the guy's name, but the lady's son who had been claimed dead. Her son had been claimed dead at a mining facility, and then came back with powers. But apparently Leslie's the only one who hasn't had these effects that, you know, that it'll kill them. Apparently they've gone through countless people to create this army. I mean, there is red kryptonite, but I don't know, because I guess I didn't realize that red kryptonite making him kind of bad, or at least like getting rid of his inhibitions, was like a Smallville exclusive thing. But then I don't know if it changed from that point onward. I don't think it was supposed to do that beforehand, but I don't remember. I thought that was always the case, but I don't know. Anyway, something has to have done there has to have been something to make Superman the way he is, to apparently flip on a dime. Because whenever, you know, there was the destruction at the window, or outside the window, when they were, you know, not Luther, John and his family were. I'm blanking. I'm sorry. There's so much going on. John and his family saw what was going on, and she was like, "What's Superman doing?" And then, you know, the destruction happened. It seemed had to have been sudden. I don't think there were any like hints of him maybe doing anything that we've seen. Maybe that could have been covered up possibly by him or Morgan Edge, or I don't know. I don't know if it's his own doing or if he's under some kind of control. But I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to him, one, he can't risk that being the case, like that he won't turn, and he had seen him kill his wife, and I'm assuming possibly led to his daughter's death. I don't know, because I mean, even at that point, before he left to use the suit for the first time, he still didn't have a scar. So something happened between that point and now, or at least episode 1 of the show. Something happened. I don't know if his daughter had died already, or maybe the whole crisis happening, his daughter wasn't one of the ones that were brought onto this earth. I don't know. He did say this planet when we first met him, like before we knew who he was, or thought we knew who he was anyway. He said this planet, so he has to have some inclination about the multiverse. I don't know to what extent, but he might have some kind of minimal knowledge on that. But the thing is, I don't, the difference here being he doesn't know that Clark, or that Superman Kal-El has a family. That might be that. He just has. There's so much resentment towards Superman for him for a good reason, and not the same way that that Luthor does. Like he doesn't have Luthor has this complex of you're gonna doom this planet. I'm gonna be the savior. He was like, you are going to doom this planet. I've seen it. I'm going to kill you to protect this planet and for my family that I couldn't do before. Even though this one didn't affect his family and can never affect his family, considering his family is dead or doesn't exist. Like Lois died, yes, but we don't know about his daughter yet. One thing I thought was kind of weird though was when they first introduced her, she's like mom and dad. The way I don't know, when she comes in, gross mom and dad. I don't know, the way it sounded weird. It was a weird delivery. Only kind of gripe I had. I was like, okay, could have done that better. Could have said mom, dad, or I don't know. It just guys, maybe. Come on, guys. But you know better than just storming on your parents. Come on, it should be a little more. Hey, if you know that they're the most affectionate couple ever, maybe don't just barge into the room. You don't know what's going on. Anyway, completely off topic. I'm wondering if, because he obviously didn't know Clark was Superman, which is great. It's so funny. He's not going to be an issue. Or he's not an issue either way. He's like, nah, he's not a problem. I'm just wondering if maybe he put the dots together now. I don't know. Because these two kids come in to save Superman. Then Lois comes in and kind of, holds the kids to her. I would assume he'd connect the dots. I don't know, though. Because, they do kind of jump through hoops so for people not to recognize certain things about Superman, Supergirl. But this show does things a little bit... They do things a little smarter. So I don't know. That's something that would be laid out. I don't know, in the heat of the moment and with everything, your mind's kind of muddled after getting just, thrown. I can't think of it. There was another word that was in my mind, but it's gone. Bashed by a truck and, survived thanks to the hammer. But, he has to have some kind of, he had to have, I don't know if he still does, but some kind of concussion from all that. Maybe that's, kind of muddy now in his mind from seeing, maybe he won't quite remember those things, those moments, hopefully. But I don't know, if he did. I don't know. I feel like they did a pretty good job of building the connection with him and his daughter already in the short moments. I felt kind of emotional. Them having first off, her having to see her mother be murdered, and then them kind of working together to build a suit or adapt the suit to pull in the hammer and to use it, to wield it and all that stuff. With the AI to interact with him, all that stuff to take on Kryptonians and kill them. And just in that last moment where she gives him one last thing so that he has something of her while he's out there. other than also the symbol she put that was like representing her as well. Something. I'm assuming it's the last time he saw her, just kind of like the way he said, "I'll see you again, I promise," or however he had said it. And then they kind of, when they pulled out of the flashback, it was echoing in his mind as the tears falling down his face. So I'm assuming that was the last time he saw her alive, or just saw her. Maybe crisis happened, no, because I'm still kind of confused. Then, like, what happened? Because in the second episode, I think is what it was, where we saw, where we see the military going against. We only saw Superman. I don't know if there were more Kryptonians at that point, or the other folk Kryptonians that had costumes on. I think they gave them capes, at least outfits like his, assuming to represent Edge as well. But they were in normal military suits that can't exactly take a laser blast from Superman. I'm assuming that was after that moment. I don't know. I hear you're doing a weird thing today. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I don't know what the order. I mean, I'm assuming the order of it, but I don't know what happened in between that. Like what happened to the suit, why he wasn't using it. Like he didn't run out of power. Or maybe that was during Superman kills General Lang during the when they were all the soldiers were together. John makes it to the base, puts the suit on, and goes to try to take on Clark or Kal-El. It's him or Superman, whatever. At that point, but obviously, I don't know if he was able to kill him. They haven't showed that, and he hasn't necessarily stated. He said he couldn't save the world, but that might have been because Crisis was destroyed that planet. And I don't think he's aware of why the Earth was destroyed. He might pin that on that Superman, thinking he's responsible for the Earth being destroyed in the first place. That Earth, I don't know. Again, I don't think he would know about the whole anti-monitor and everything that happened during Crisis. I don't know if I finished my sentence about trying to protect her friend, Lana, protecting Emily from getting a job with Edge because of the fact that that's putting her in danger. Like, there's almost no guarantee, there's like a very little chance of her surviving this. Considering that Leslie's the only one, there's like, it's not good odds for her. She was trying to dissuade, trying to leave a spot open, like, probably, like trying to slowly get people, trying to slow it down so that she'd have time to stop Edge before it comes to the point of them being used, or to make it, at least let Emily know that there's still a spot open. I'm still working on it. It was risky, also, like he almost had Kyle brought in because of this. She definitely didn't want that. She's like, yeah, obviously there's the, beforehand, like when they had talked, when her and Kyle had talked, before this episode, like last episode, they were talking about him being fire chief, and having his hands full if he were to work with Edge. Luckily, that was already kind of on their back of their mind, so she wasn't technically lying when she brought that up, but Edge was very persistent and kind of pushing her into bringing Kyle in. That they're running low on time, or that they're short on time, and then he kind of unfortunately had seen her in the way that she was talking to Emily, and the way Emily seemed so persistent, so eager for any job since she'd been out of work, unfortunately. You don't want to your friend in need, and you're in a position of getting them a job, considering they're in their very limited spots, as we see, and she's like, she wants work, she needs work. It's you're put in kind of a tough situation. Like, you feel like it would be easy. It's like, hey, I'm protecting you, I want to keep you alive, but they're thinking that you're intentionally keeping them from being able to work. And what's interesting is that there's the whole thing with Morgan Edge talking about there's now countless job openings. Why isn't she able to choose from one of those? Maybe she just hasn't been able, like, she doesn't fit some of them, or she's tried and she just didn't get the job. I don't know, but now she's she's filled the last position of subjects. Unfortunately, God, I don't know what they're gonna do. We haven't even really touched too much on what happened, actually at all. What happened? What was going on with Jordan? And that was tough. That poor kid, man. Like his super hearing is coming in, and it seems like the powers are slowly coming in. So maybe not as strong as Clark's, but they're there, and then he has little control over them. And when the super hearing comes in, that's going to cause an immense amount of pain when you're hearing so much, and when it's all just intensified and like just ratcheted up to like beyond the max volume, and you're just hearing all of that at once. But I mean, the fact that he tried multiple times throughout the day, I think it was the same day, to still try to get a hold of it, trying to figure that out. But like, how do you practice that? Like, he held on for quite a bit at one point, especially like that immense pain going through, trying to focus and hone in on that skill while dealing with that amount of pain. Like, he hasn't dealt with this crap before. And then when he finally gets, figures out, something that he really wants to focus on, and he, figures that part of the ability out, he hones in on their conversation, and it does kind of sound a little sensitive when you're a teenage boy who has feelings for the girl involved in the conversation. You're gonna get jealous like way too easily. And for someone like Jordan, who has dealt with a lot of insecurities, dealt with like people nagging on him, people bullying him, being diagnosed with the kind of anxiety, social disorder, whatever it was called. What was it called? I forgot what he has, but the condition he has, or at least that he was diagnosed with, and finally having someone who actually is interested in him and enjoys talking to him, being around him, and then the idea of that being threatened, it's gonna, on top of that being a teenage boy with hormones, and you're not gonna be thinking rationally. Like, I can't necessarily blame him for going that route. Like, there's so much going that's affecting the logical thought process of the brain when you're at that age and you have those kind of insecurities. And Jonathan blowing up the way he did was also kind of understandable. Considering he's been trying to back up, cover for him and back his brother up through all this, and then he winds up with a broken hand. Now his brother jumping down his throat. Like, I understand that. But even one part, it's understandable why he did it, why he slammed his hand against the wall, knowing how it would affect his brother, because he saw him in pain. He sees him and he looks at the wall and then he hits it to hurt him. It's unfortunately something that you also do when you're siblings and that age. Like, the fact that they're so close, they're twins, so yeah, they're gonna be close. But it's understandable why he reacted the way he did, why Jonathan reacted the way he did. It's just it still sucks seeing it, and it's like the way Jonathan's been, seeing him act like that. It's like, dude, come on. But it doesn't make it right what he did, obviously. But it's just, there's so much emotions going on, so many amped up emotion, I guess. I mean, I already said it, but that it's just, again, being just a teenager in general, that's like they're freshmen, so they're like at the at the really bad age of being a teenager, which things are really starting to amp up. But it again, I feel like this show does it really well, and not only that, it just kind of fixed by the end of it. Not kind of like they, first off, at the first sign of his brother being in pain again, and him calling out to Jonathan, he's like, "What's going on? Or what's going on? Are you all right?" And then saying, someone's trying to kill Dad." It's like, let's go. It was just like, one, his brother being in pain is like, "Hey, our dad's in danger." It's like, okay, you know what? Screw what happened. We're gonna work on this right now. And he's like, "Hey, remember what you're doing with Sarah? What you did listening to me and Sarah? Do that again, please." That was awesome. Them wanting to go save their dad definitely kind of like helped repair the issue from before. And Jordan even apologized for what was going on, and he's like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to keep covering for me and all this is going on. I wish things would be normal, that we can just go back. I just think the show is doing the way they do the drama. I mean, whenever it happens, it does make sense. But a lot of times they'll do that in shows where it'll make sense, but also it'll go around where it's just like, that's a bit much. I feel like, and with the circumstances going on and with their age, a lot, if not all of it, makes sense, and it's frustrating because you hate to see it, but that it's relatively realistic, as real as dealing with teenagers when having superpowers can be. But yeah, I'm glad that every time they have an issue between the brothers, they seem to meet at the end of the episode or somewhere before middle, relatively early on. I don't think that it really lasted that long in this episode either. Is as heated as things got, for both of them. I think sometimes it's one or the other. I don't know. This show is just so well written, so well thought out, and they actually take the time to assess what would the proper reaction, not necessarily proper, but the realistic reaction, pushing it to a point where it's not absolutely ridiculous, and you're like, yeah, I get it. And it's still it being frustrating, but it coalesces to, or the issues will, I can't bring in a word, they'll resolve. That's the word I'm going for. They resolve themselves by the end of the episode, if not before. Look at this. Sarah, and unfortunately Sarah is with Jonathan saying, what was worse is that it was intentional, and I didn't actually technically lie. I actually kind of told her the truth in a way. And then, yeah, he kind of used it, but, finagled it a bit. He told Sarah that he'd been jumped by Taj, which he had been. Which was why he was bruised, and that was. And he used all that, and I think he kind of used, and by the way, yeah, I broke my hand, it's fine. Thanks for asking. Kind of using that to maybe have her focus on him and less on Jordan, so that she wouldn't, be probing that point anymore. Which, if that's the case, kudos, because I think that's why he did it. Maybe it probably has to do with the fact, dude, my hand's broken. Come on, care a little bit. I'm not asking for, oh my God, John, I'm so sorry, but just come on. But yeah, and Sarah is obviously a little suspicious of that, and I feel like that's not going to be the end of it. I feel like she put that on hold, and she'll probably find that relatively soon. I have to assume she's going to find out in the episode, whether she keeps that from Lana, from her mom, or not, or whether the family finds out. Kyle is a wild card, I feel like, if he finds out. And for I don't know, Sarah having to keep that from her mom, I don't know if that's gonna put something between them. I don't think it would. And if she finds out about Jordan, I don't know if I'd have to assume that she would relatively soon after that find out that their dad's Superman, possibly. I don't know. Maybe he can I don't know if they'd go this route. Or maybe he can like select what abilities he lets her in on. So he's not like, I'm not, you know, I only have a little bit of heightened strength, you know, which is why I'm so good in football right now. And my hearing is going crazy, but that's about it. You know, maybe you have to let in on laser vision. I feel like that, though, that combined with strength might just kind of like, those are pretty similar to Superman. I don't know. Because I'm trying to think like how he can tell her the truth without also revealing that their dad's Superman. Like maybe only certain powers he lets her know that he has, so he doesn't have the exact powers of Superman, but the fact that he has these two powers that are similar, that are, you know, like Superman's powers, that's kind of, well, I don't know. So I feel like she's gonna have to find out about the whole thing within the season at least. I don't know how soon, but like I think there's only 15 episodes. We're on episode 7, so there's only 8 right now, or 9, whatever. Yeah, crap. I talk about this a lot. Oh my god, this is an episode really just so much to talk. Like there's so much going on that also kind of coalesces into one thing. Like the whole thing with John, his, you know, with what happened on his Earth, like that might have had something to do with Morgan Edge on that Earth, and that could lead to Morgan Edge doing what's going, you know, what you know, that might lead to a similar situation here. Like if they don't do something, that he could possibly gain control over Superman. If I don't think it's gonna happen. I doubt it would ever happen. But like if this Clark were to kill Lois, it'd be so different because he has that completely different connection with her than he did on John's planet. And I'm wondering, like they know about a multiverse now. Like they straight up mentioned the multiverse. So there's a slight connection there now. Because they haven't mentioned anything that really ties them to the rest of the CW verse, the Arrowverse. Wow, that's the first time I've done that. I don't like that. I was gonna say the CW shows, and then I don't know. Anyway, but that's the first time they mentioned something that actually straight up connects them to the Arrowverse, and you know, it was a slight thing, but also it was a big thing. You know, what kind of ties them together, and what has ended, and what brings this character John Irons into the show in the first place, onto the planet, onto the Earth. So they have to know, or at least understand where he'd be coming from. He didn't unfortunately tell them what had happened. Hopefully he will. I feel like I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm hoping he doesn't appeal to Lane, General Lane. Because the thing is, Superman said he's going in first, so it's not gonna be General Lane that talks to him. It's gonna be Superman. It's gonna be Clark. I don't know how they're gonna exactly convince him that he's not the same person. I mean, he knows he's not, but he's like, not yet. Whenever they brought it up, it's not the same Superman. It's not the same Kal-El. Like, no, he's not yet. So I mean, like, he's like, he doesn't want, he's not wanting to risk what happened on his Earth to happen here. So like I said, there's so much going on, so much colliding. They're doing it so well. They're handling like a lot of. Again, I mentioned this earlier. A lot of the CW shows, they have the A story, B story. Sometimes they'll have a C story, and it's something that sometimes nothing comes of one of the stories, or it's just like whatever. We don't really care about that much, but like we kind of cared about all the freaking things going on. Even though they show less at one point, but like it all is bubbling up to something, and they just do a really good job of balancing out, showing these different points, but also having them coalesce into the story as a whole. So I have no idea what's going to happen in the next episode. My mind's just kind of fried. There's so much to take in. And that's it for this week's episode of the Superman and Lois, guys. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you want to stick around for the next episode, subscribe. Patreon for any early access stuff you want to check out. We got Young Justice going. I'm trying my best to get other shows up, but time and all these live shows that are public, that are live now. So working on it, guys.